evening, everybody. Good night, or no, good evening, I think is what you say when you say hello.
Talking Dirty
with Maestro.
Not just numbers,
Not just stats.
it's about what they mean.
I'm going to send to you the information.
Talking Dirty.
Welcome to Talkin Durty with your boy. Me. Let's have some fun on Christmas Eve, because I'm going to give myself a Christmas gift later. Scouted one of my favorite games so far this year for a lot of different reasons, because it was two of my favorite teams, Barrier Breakers and the Originators. And what you saw here was a balance of talent against a balance of talent. One team, the balance of talent played out as such, and that's why they did what they were able to do, and the other team did not. For instance, on one side, one player for the Originators got into double digits, Cooper Flagg, 36 points. No one else made it there. On the other side, Barrier Breakers, 3 players into double digits. However, the score was still so close, correct? What was the difference? 2 made shots. Other differences too, and where the points came from. Barrier Breakers, 31 for 57. Originators, 29 for 57. What does that mean? Both teams were able to get their shots off. Both teams were able to execute, and it just came down to who made more. And sometimes that's what games come down to. Talent does talent, mirrors out, but who executes? And not just who executes, but when who executes makes a huge difference in how it flows. The reality of this particular game being so close, with one player being so dominant in the stats on one side, and there's a balanced attack on the other side, means these teams are more closely matched than one might think, because one would see if the other players then moved up with their performances and everything else remained the same, the score would have still been the same, because the points that other players would have garnered may have, on a lower percentage level, taken points away from Cooper Flagg and his season so far, which has been amazing, by the way. Amazing season, highlight reel after highlight reel, showing you his quickness, step at first aggression. But I go back to seeing a player on the other side. I'm going to talk about Trey Hammond more in the second half. But when you see Trey, a true big, pressing the ball up the floor, you see Adonis Knight, the coolest name in SimWorld, by the way. Yeah, I said it. I said it last season. I'm saying it this season. Sorry, Adonis, if you don't like that. But I said what I said. Dime Hardaway, Juwan Harris, Sean Hyman. You see all these other players putting in work at other points of the game, at different points, taking lead, making defensive stops, forcing turnovers, getting steals, disrupting passes. When you see that sort of balance across the table, and it's not just one person, it's a much more difficult team to stop. And that's what I said at the start of this season when Bay Area went 0-2 and everybody was running around. The sky is falling. We're not going to make it. Floods. It's raining frogs. The rivers turn to blood. Burger King beat McDonald's. All those terrible things that tend to make people crazy. And I said, don't worry about this team. Don't worry about this team. I've seen what their leadership can do. I've seen what the team can do. And more importantly, I've seen how they bond together and work without a peep of noise about whatever. That tells me something about a group. That tells me something about a presence. And both of these teams have that, by the way. So that doesn't mean that they had the advantage, because both of these teams have that. Coach Dodge, Coach Pope, they both run, in my opinion, two of the tightest ships in SimWorld. How they're able to match, marry, and settle talent on their team and give everyone a purpose and place and a direction. Because without all three, you're not going to be able to truly move forward. And these teams are able to do it. I really want to do a more serious breakdown of this particular game, because there were a bunch of plays that a bunch of things happened. I'll give you one example. On a 4-possession exchange, Originators set a high 3 set. Pass goes in. Trey Hyman doesn't wait. Moves on the pass. Blocks the shot. He pushes the ball up the floor. 2-man swing set from the originators. Hyman gives it up, moves down to the paint, runs through turns, swing to the left side of the floor as you face the basket, swing into Trey Hyman. Trey Hyman flings it back over. Here's one of his assists came from, as I believe it was Adonis Knight cutting to the rim. Boom. Bunny. Turn around. OG's in wait. Quick inbound. Fling it up the court. Cooper Flag has already Lynn Swanned himself to the other side of the floor. Nobody's there. Barrier Breakers had a man back. Just got outran by Cooper Flag. Turns in right to the rim. Chose violence. Instead of waiting and pausing, Barrier Breakers turn around. Quick 2-pass back up the floor. What do you see? Stack strong side movement, which means everybody's on the left side of the floor. And then what happens? Adonis Knight, once again, takes a cut around, comes through, draws the attention. Trey Hyman then moves inside all of that activity. Perfect pass right to him. Boom, rim rock. Those exchanges shows you who's playing the game versus who's watching the game. And that happened to back all throughout the game. And each one of those plays, we could spend quite a bit of time talking about the movement, feet position, leverage on pass, all that other stuff, because it was just dream-worthy basketball. Great job by everybody, and a great game. I want to break down more of that at some point, because I'm sure there are going to be more exchanges like that. But it's really cool to see that level of basketball being played. And I'll tell you what, it stands out against other teams who are not quite there yet. But we're all going to get there, right? Yeah, that's what's up. You know what's up, fam. Catch me on the other side.
Thank you for listening to the Maestro. Want to get involved? Bring it.
Drop in discord.gg/SimWorld Hoops.
If you have the brain, join as a coach. If you have the game,
join as a player.
see the game,
Be
be the
the
game.
game.
Now, back to the Maestro.
Sorry. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back. And welcome back to Talkin' Dirty with your boy. I am going to give myself a Christmas gift. So many of you know, without any hesitation, I have numerous, and I don't mind saying it, numerous favorite players here in SimWorld. And I talk about them all the time. Watching Corey Yam's growth, how he added that offensive lever to his game. I know that's going to come back, and it's going to be nice to see. One of the most prolific defensive players I've seen who really makes a point of focusing on it, Gabe Pope. Renzo Bryant is Renzo Bryant. I'm just going to say it that way. No matter how stuff susses out, right? That's a guy you want on your squad. Ilgauskas all day long. When you see players who give what they give, Mugen Williams, yeah, I can just keep going with this. And I'm not leaving anybody out because it's shade. That's not what's going on here. But I want to give flowers to one particular player who definitely I always celebrate in one way or another. And that's Trey Hyman. Watching him last year during the season play the way he played and still found a way to grow what appeared to be from game to game. Got a lot of people looking at him like, oh, wow. And of course, he got the postseason accolades to show the attention that he garnered and he earned. And what I'm seeing different from this year is absolutely nothing. He is one of the reasons that I even have my Dirty squad. You know, the players who get points, assists, rebounds, blocks, and steals. Because he did it so many times. And in a way that impacted the leverage for his team to put them in a position to win. And it wasn't as though he was doing it where if you shut him down, if you could, that his team was not going to be successful because of the talent that was around him. Again, I got to give it to Coach Pope. The team that he put together, the talent that he has on that team last year and this year is amazing. And the talent in the league this year is another level. But with all respect, and I do not mean that in a negative way, in all respect, if Maestro was putting out his coin for the first player it's going to be Trey Hyman. You're talking about a big who presses the ball coming up the floor, often against guards who he might have nearly, well, not a foot on, but darn near, and who are probably faster. But he's so aware of his feet and he's so aware of his footwork that he rarely gets shot past. You're talking about a big that could dominate the game in points if he so chose, but he does not. He plays the high game, he plays the low game, and I know I'm using terminology again. I promise not to do that, but I'm trying to be quick with this for you. He plays the high-low game and the low-high game very well. He's a great internal passer, which is one of the hardest skills for a younger player to learn, and he does that naturally because his floor awareness, how he sees the floor, how he sees his teammates, how he sees the motion. And then you see the calmness in which he does those things. Yes, after a bucket, the occasional energy flop and he'll pump a fist or he'll do whatever. But what I appreciate most about his game is the maturity of, yeah, I did that and I got to go do it again. And another thing that I appreciate about Trey's game, if there is a gap, no matter how dirty that gap might be, and it need be filled, he will do it. This is the sort of player that the attention that he gets for his game is never surprising. As a matter of fact, and my brethren are often guilty of this, and I will put myself in this, when Trey does not have a good game, it's like that's the surprise. There's an expectation for him to play a certain way because of what he's brought to the table and what he continues to bring to the table. And I'm going to just say, I feel lucky to be able to see it. I feel lucky to be able to witness it, and watching the growth happen has been a blessing. Now, don't get crazy. The season is still young. There are a lot of things still going on. Don't worry, some other players are going to get this too. But I just want to, as my first player shout out for what they bring to the table, it had to be the chairman of the board for my Durty squad, the one who has the key pass to the island, Durty Island, Maestro Island. I think he even coined it Maestro Island, which was really cool. For all my dirties. And don't worry, we're going to start those dirty team watches here soon because you guys are getting it done, son. Maestro loves that, man. Get into the Maestro metrics and have some fun with my dirties this season. So Trey, great job, my man. Keep it going. Do everybody proud. Do your work. Can't wait to see you go to the next level and wherever you go after that, because you're going to be successful no matter what. This is a Christmas shout out to all the family here at SimWorld Hoops as you hopefully do what you're able to do this season, this year, everything, period. I wish you safety, wish you happiness, wish you all those things that you're looking for, and then some, that you have so much you don't even know what to do with it. And if I were to give one suggestion to make yourself even happier, share that happiness. There's somebody out there who's not as blessed as you, not as lucky as you, not as gifted as you. There are people who cheer for you, people who want to be you, who watch the game, who can barely hold a basketball while sitting in a chair. And they watch you do the things that you're able to do, and they are wowed by it. Give them a dap. Give them a pump. Give them something. Show them that you appreciate them giving you the only thing that they can give you, but it's the most valuable thing in the world, and that is time. They get the tickets. They come to the game. They watch you play. Give them that love back just a little bit, because trust me, it'll go a long way. And it's going to mean more to them than that night they saw you score 40. I'm sorry. I heard some of you say only 40. You have no idea the impact that your gifts have given you for visibility, that if you use that for good, the change you can make in so many people's lives who are having a much darker time than you right now with health issues, other issues that we won't even list here because you guys know what's up. We all from the hood one way or another, right? Everybody be good, be safe. Know that your boy's thinking about you. And I just leave you with this for Christmas. So here's my starting five if I were ever given a coaching job. And this is going to be positionless basketball, right? So here we go. Darth Vader, Thanos, Tony the Tiger, the King from Burger King, but I do want my point guard to be the Easter Bunny.
Like I need to talk to somebody.
Thank you for listening to Maestro.
Thank you again for checking out Maestro. Drop a tag below and give us a piece of your mind. See you next time.
Well, thank you for your time. Have a wonderful day.